Good evening, Coin Community, and happy Monday! Last 10 days bago magpasko. I hope everyone's enjoying this December, this pre-Christmas season, no? And sana yung mga portfolio nyo is hanging in there. I know the crypto space has been struggling a little bit, no? But I think there's so much exciting things to build for in 2026. And part of that is, coins.ph's pivot and orientation towards digital commerce, payments with local merchants, and collaborating more so that we can get more businesses on board with coins.ph. Don't forget to also like and share the live stream for tonight all on your social media accounts and let people know, especially those who are part of MSMEs or have their own small businesses and want to get integrated in the future with coins. Let them know no, about our Webpay integration by sharing and commenting down on our comment section and spreading the word about our orientation towards local payments and really doing more of the orientation with businesses. So I'd like to bring up on stage our global marketing director Amira Alawi. Amira, good evening, welcome back to the stream. How are you doing?
Hey JC, thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Yeah, super near na ng Pasko.
Yes, sobrang exciting. I think what's more exciting is all the things that we're building towards, this coming year. And for tonight's AMA, we're gonna dive a little bit more into digital commerce and our webpay integration. So ready ka na ba, Amira?
Yeah, let's start.
Let's get it. All right. So I guess the first, question I have for you is this. So why did coins.ph, decide to launch something like Coins Webpay now? And what's our main goal with launching an integration like this?
So, Coins has been watching the space closely and is really involved with SMEs, startups, businesses, and we've been seeing the same thing. Businesses growing faster than the payment tools that's available. And merchants getting hit with ceilings, dealing with slow processing, juggling multiple systems, and it's not easy to run a business. So, yeah, I think a big part of what's pushing this is feeling the need to step in with something to make business owners' lives easier. And that's where WebPay comes in. So it has a 50 million daily limit, and we're actually removing the constraint that typically holds businesses back and like liquidity side of things. But yeah, so getting more into that. And in a nutshell, like that's the intro for today's topic.
All right. So I guess, so we mentioned that 50 million peso daily limit. And I think, that kind of constraint, especially if you're scaling business, will eventually get in the way. But I guess, speaking of those high transaction limits, how does Coins WebPay compare with the other payment solutions in the market in terms of those limits? And why is, this such a big deal for our merchant partners?
Yeah, so most solutions today cap businesses way too early. And not all businesses have access to something like what we're offering. So you'll see daily limits anywhere from 50,000 to 5 million pesos, depending on their verification tiers. And this might work well for small businesses and startups, but it's harder once you start scaling and that becomes a bottleneck. So at WebPay, I think like one of the biggest thing is to just remove that bottleneck and allow them to have just much higher transaction limits and be more flexible with per transaction limits based off of verification and giving businesses room to breathe, to grow and to accept the sales and like not have that be something they have to actively think about. And yes, we follow the BSP rules. So high limits are great, but we care about compliance. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's really important, and at Coins, we're all about that compliance and following those protocols first. So I guess the next question I have is, so how is Coins Webpay integrated into a merchant's account? Maybe talk a little bit about the process on how people can get onboarded and started with integrating Webpay.
For non technical people, integration might sound intimidating. So, we try to make it like as easy as possible. And we have a team that is available to help walk through. So, yeah, like quick step by step would be emailing us, and we can share more about this in our socials. And like once approved, you'll get your API keys, and this is what you plug into your website or app. And you get to test everything inside a sandbox, which is basically a safe environment where you get to try out transactions and make sure everything works. And then once you're good to go, you switch to live mode and yun, start na siya. No complicated steps, just easy integration and the coins team guiding you. So I think the
Awesome.
biggest first step is just having that conversation and getting our side and your side talking.
Yeah, definitely get that discussion going. And yeah, just stay tuned to our social media so that you can find the address to send an email, and we'll start talking from there. And definitely, similar to how we focus on our customers, we always want onboarding to be very smooth and very seamless. And it's the same thing with this integration for our partner businesses in the future. So I guess the next question that I also have is this one. So how is Coins Webpay, or sorry, um, maybe this one. So as a business owner, so maybe how fast does someone actually get the money from like a sale, and is it expensive to use the Webpay integration?
Yeah, so merchants get their money immediately. And that's the cool thing about real time settlements. The moment your customer pays, your funds reflect right away. And if you're managing inventory or cash flow, that speed is a big advantage.
Awesome. Um, I guess yeah. So the next question I also have, and sorry, let me flash that on screen, would be this one, right? So maybe what's next for Coins Webpay, and maybe are there more tools coming in for merchants to manage everything within their accounts?
So we just recently launched our merchant portal, and think of it as your command center where you can track transactions in real time, adjust settings, manage your team, and have an overview of like what's happening. But the bigger picture is what we're doing is we want to turn coins into an all-in-one payment platform, and we're working on a lot of UI and UX integrations, improvements, and listening very closely to the community feedback, to like the businesses and startups we're already working with, and also from the retail perspective, like getting feedback there.
Awesome. I guess the next question I also have is this. So, maybe what was the initial market response when we first announced Coins Webpin? Maybe if you have an anecdote also of that community feedback, do tell the audience as well about what that response was like.
Yeah, so a big part of the initiative with coins is being on the grounds and interacting with users and universities. Like for schools, like you'll see more of us in high schools and universities and just being more active outside also of Manila. So Cebu, Vismin, all these like different regions, abangan nyo, and we'll be announcing on our socials. But initially, we've received like positive feedback from um, the small group that we're currently working with, and expanding beyond that. Our BD has been able to onboard several merchants, and yeah, we're doing really good and getting really good feedback so far.
All right. So I guess maybe just to hit the hammer home. So maybe Amira, if we have a merchant with a business who's interested and is listening, so what's the first step to getting Coins Webpay integrated into their online store?
Yeah, so I think they could message us on socials, or specifically they could send an email to payments dash business at coins.ph, and from there we'll be able to guide them through the process.
All right. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If you really want to get started with integrating WebPay to your online store, and really experiencing, Coins as your payment partner for that, do send an email to the email that's flashed on the screen. Take a screenshot, and when you're ready, do shoot us up an email so that yeah, I guess this is something that we also want to help on board in the coming year as more merchant partners. So yeah, maybe in the comment section, if people are also listening, you guys can also send in your questions, and team member will also get back to you. Maybe for those who are more of end users who use coins to trade crypto or to send money, maybe you guys aren't very familiar with our payments processing and the tech that comes with enabling your small business. So yeah, do send us an email, and feel free to always tag us on social media or send a comment if you guys are interested in learning more. So I guess, Amir, I think that's pretty much it. Maybe do you have a closing message to people who want to onboard with coins for their small business with Coins Webpay?
Yeah, so I've touched on Coins Webpay, but there's just so much to Coins. And even me, like when I first looked at the app, I just primarily thought Coins is just for trading. And the more I look into it, the more I realize the important messaging of there's more to Coins than just trading and getting it out there. So QRPH is a big thing I didn't know about until I was actually having dinner with Wei, and he showed me, just the founder. So he showed me how quickly like you could pay for your coffee, for your meals, for everything, and it's already existing. And yeah, like stable coin remittances, like there's just a lot more to coins, and we're just about to share that. And yeah, just there's a lot to look forward to in the pipeline and for quarter one of next year. But
Yep.
for WebPay, yeah, like starting there and seeing what we can do to improve like businesses, startups, and retail use case.
Perfect. I guess that's pretty much it, Amir. Short and sweet. But yeah, I think to send the message out there that this coming 2026, we're here to support SMEs and local businesses and to help you guys scale. And integrating WebPay with your business is the next step to enabling more transactions, more volume, and more business for you guys. So sa ating mga kababayan, kung ready na kayo to step up your SME game, maybe do check out our WebPay integration, and also send us a message again. Let me flash that email one last time on screen. So payments-business at coins.ph. If you want to get started on that discussion to integrate WebPay with your digital business. So Amira, thank you so much again for taking the time to talk about WebPay, and I think more exciting things in the pipeline for us to talk about across all verticals, and not just crypto, but going now into payments and more of transactions and working with merchants. So thank you so much for joining us again on tonight's Short But Sweet AMA. I'm JC, the Community Manager and Activation Specialist of coins.ph. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us for tonight's Short But Sweet AMA, and we'll catch you all again on another future AMA where we can talk about more of our payments business is coming Q1 and 2026. So have a good rest of your evening, everyone, and we'll talk to you all soon. Merry Christmas and maligayang Pasko sa inyong lahat at manigong bagong taon. Thanks, guys!
Thank you.